Good morning and welcome to Military Hour. I'm excited beyond belief this morning. We have special guests with us this morning. We have Heather Guy and Doyle Guy from Guyson Construction and Roofing. Is that correct?
That's it. Yep.
That's it. They are or have embarked already on something that is going to not only help but thrill a veteran in need. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So please tell us about yourselves, how you met, how you got in business, because I'm excited.
The whole story, huh?
Yeah, the whole shamoly.
Well, one night in 1976, my mother and father got real close, and that got it all going.
Okay, I got that.
Okay. So, no, my family's always been in construction. You know, my father was a roofer, had 4 brothers who were all roofers and contractors. So being in construction's always been kind of part of my history and background in our family. So several years ago, it's going on 14 or 15 now, embarked on my own journey and got a contractor's license and my roofing license and got the business up and running, started anyway, and then Heather came along a few years after that, and whenever we got together, it just really helped us to push the business in a new direction, and you had somebody I could trust and work with.
There you go. She made you get better is what you're telling us,
sure.
Right? Yeah.
Without a doubt. So that kind of got us all going. And then with the economy picking up the last few years, we ended up buying a business in Lynn Haven, right off of Highway 390, and bought an actual storefront, instead of just kind of working out of the house. And ever since then, it really has changed the dynamic of our business, and things got very stable, and we started getting a lot more work.
Well,
so business kind of exploded.
I have to tell you, when I first went into what you call the storefront there at the curve on 390, the first impressions are always lasting impressions.
Sure.
It is clean. It is neat. It looks like the epitome of professionalism. And I'm not getting paid for this, folks. I really am not. You can pretty much judge a lot by any kind of establishment when you first go in. And of course, that's when I met your lovely wife.
Which she's there most of the time, so I'll give her credit.
Tremendous asset. Yeah, she is. It wasn't, you didn't get the kind of welcome or greeting that you do at someone. It wasn't hey buddy, what do you want? She was very enthusiastic,
can I do something for you?
Very helpful, answered questions, just terrific. So I thank you for that, because we all spend money where we're treated well. And bar none, the treatment was excellent. Excellent.
Well, that's a history of the business. I'll let her tell you how we kind of started the idea of the roof giveaway germinated.
Yeah, tell us about that.
All right, I'll pick up where we bought the building in 2013. So we've been in Lynn Haven since 13, almost 3 years. And we feel like in the last 3 years, we moved into Lynn Haven and our business is there. And in the last 3 years that we've been there, we've become successful in our business. We have wonderful employees. We have good relationships in the community, and every year we take our employees on a summer trip as a thank you. So we go to Shipwreck one year. One year we rented a boat and went out to Paradise Adventures. So last year we thought, you know what, maybe we should do something for the community. And we had a meeting with our employees, and they all agreed. And we decided they agreed, instead of having an employee appreciation, we were going to do something good for the community. So we spoke at the end of last year and said, what should we do? And as the conversation continued, we decided who was better to help than veterans. We have several employees whose parents were veterans, or brothers, or all of us have a grandfather, uncle, or something. So we decided the best thing to do was to try to do something for veterans. Well, then it is, what could we do? We have roofers, we have carpenters, so it was like, let's do a roof. We called some community partners who we get our roofing supplies from and our building supplies, and Doyle asked, will you partner with us? And they said, absolutely.
So I've not had a single person tell us no about anything yet.
Employees
the community's
say yes.
Amazing.
It is
amazing for veteran support.
So Baker Metalworks is donating the metal.
For the roof,
Bayside Lumber's donating the lumber. And all the employees are donating their time. to put the roof on for veterans.
So mostly we're just spearheading it and organizing it.
Oh, yeah, now there's a little bit of modesty. I mean, Operation Roof and Ramp, that's what you're calling it, right?
Yeah, we did. We had a work meeting one day, and we put names in a hat, and everybody submitted their suggestion for what we should call the thing, and Operation Roof and Ramp seemed to fit. So it started out just as a roof, and the roofers, well, actually what happened was about a month before that, there was a church up in Sunny Hills that had real bad problem with their roof, but it was a very easy, simple roof. For the church, it was a major, insurmountable kind of problem. But for us, it was just a few hours, So I ended up that day taking some guys up there. And when they did it, we took the whole crew, like 10 guys, and they did it like in 6 hours. And we talked about just how it would be nice to do something like this for somebody. And that kind of got them going in the conversation about donating their time. Well, then once it got back to the shop, and there's about 6, 7 roofers and maybe 4 or 5 carpenters, and the carpenters kind of were getting left out of the conversation. So that's whenever they popped up and said, well, what are we going to do then if y'all are going to be busy doing this? And then that's when we added the ramp to the thing.
Good deal.
Because originally it was just the roof was the idea, and we thought, well, if we can get roofing materials, getting lumber from the supply house will be easy to do.
And you'd be surprised, the veterans that are in wheelchairs or even their families, how it is tough for them to get somebody to come build a ramp.
Oh.
Yeah,
we've built them for VA before, different versions. So I've helped several through the paperwork process alone just to get a ramp done is no easy feat.
Good deal. Yeah, well,
I can see how a veteran can easily get defeated, feeling discouraged. Yeah,
or angry, or try not to go to that one at all. But it happens. But just tremendous. So. A veteran is either going to be awarded a metal roof or a ramp.
Yeah.
I guess it's based on need. And tell us when all that's going to happen, the dates.
You tell about the event, and I'll tell about how we're going to choose.
Okay. Well, we're taking applications through June 1st, which is next Wednesday.
And they're available on the website?
On the website. They can call our office, and we will mail them to them if they cannot get to us.
Wow.
Or they can stop in the office. However we can get the applications to the veterans, we will do.
Terrific.
So probably the easiest thing is to call our office, and we can get it to them.
850-258-5856.
And we're there every day but Friday. So first, next week, we will take applications and we have received 25 roof applications already from veterans. I've met a lot of amazing men and women in the last 3 months just through this process. So I'm actually benefiting with the amazing people I'm meeting as we're trying to do something good. I'm benefiting from it kind of at the office. So after the first, 3 weeks after that, it's June 25th, Saturday, is when we will announce at our office, which is in Lynn Haven on Highway 390.
12 o'clock lunchtime.
12 o'clock on
high
June 25th.
noon.
That's right. One Bay County veteran will have a new roof awarded to them, and one Bay County veteran will have a handicap accessible ramp awarded to them.
Well, I certainly hope some of the local media come out to cover this because it's more than worthwhile. And giving back, I enjoy giving back. Not that I can give much, but what I can, I do. But you get more by giving than getting.
Oh, for sure.
Sounds like an old cliche, but it is true.
Yeah.
It's true. It does just as much for the person giving out as it does for the person getting.
Absolutely.
I really feel that.
Yeah. I told you, like, I'm the proverbial cheerleader. But, like, now, for me personally, just you guys doing this, it just really gets me excited.
Cool.
And I'm just glad that you're doing it. So,
now,
I think everybody should.
Also, that day to kind of create a little bit of festivities, going, we're going to have a few other little arrangements set up to raise money the day of. We're going to have a fish fry. My father's a pastor of a church out in Sunny Hills, and he kind of does these fish fries up in the country all the time. So I told him, I said, come down. He's got the big fryers and all the big ice chests. He's geared up for it. So we'll set up that morning and have it's going to be a donation plate. It's not free, but it's not necessarily a charge either. So we're gonna do fish fry and French fries and hush puppy stuff, and that'll be going and collecting money. And then inside we have lots of folks from around the community that have donated gift certificates or coupons for things that we're going to put on a silent auction. So, for instance, we have 4-pack of tickets to Shipwreck Island. We got a local commercial fisherman that's done a 4-hour charter trip. It was worth $400. So we'll auction that stuff off, and that money goes into the pot as well. And then we're also going to have, since we're right on the highway and it's a Saturday morning, we're having kind of an open yard sale where people are donating stuff for us to sell that morning in a yard sale format. And then that money will all go into the pot as well. So all of that money combined will then be given over to the Lynn Haven American Legion.
Post 356.
356,
To their
Commander
Veterans Service Fund.
Yes.
The Veterans Service Fund.
That's right.
American Legion Post 356.
Yeah, Commander Sam Spice, we should say. He's been
Aberdeen.
He's been the other very integral part of this. He's been a big help. Him and I have been on both the TV spots together, so he's been pulling his weight as well.
Well, you had me at food. Anybody that knows me, if there's food involved, it's like, okay, I'll be
Let's
there.
do it.
Good.
So anyway, I'm going to look forward to being out there because it's more than worthwhile. It sounds like it's going to be really a fun
it'll be a nice day. I mean, something for the community to be out and see your neighbors and visit. And probably, we anticipate hopefully several of the veterans that are applying will come that day to maybe hear if they won.
I hope so too.
But also just to come and be appreciated at the same time, you know. And yes, their plate can be free.
I hope I find some good yard sale stuff to come bring home and clutter the house some more.
Exactly.
I'm a pack rat. But in any event, Saturday, June 25th, and you're going to announce on that day, and 1 o'clock, is that what you told me?
12.
High
noon.
High noon, that's right. See, I've got this memory thing that doesn't work as good as it used to. Not that it ever did, but in any event.
Make a note.
Make a note.
9 to 12. 9 o'clock is kind of when they're starting the sales and all the, the yard sale and auction stuff. And then the food, I'm sure, will be ready by 10 or 10:30, something like that. We'll get that going. But, what we intend to do is the hardest part, and the question I keep getting asked from people is, how are you going to decide? How are we going to choose who's going to get it?
Are we reaching in?
Well, from the beginning, I didn't want us to be the ones to just say, this is who it is, you know. So between Heather and I and Commander Spice, we've kind of come up with a good idea for creating a committee that is going to review the applications. And the people on that committee will all be veteran-based. So like Commander Spice, we're going to let the managers of the two businesses, Bayside Lumber and Baker Metal, we're going to let them be on the committee to choose. And then I think we might have even asked Matt to do it as well.
Matt Standish.
Possibly, yeah.
And he's going to be there
back
also.
From his trip.
Yeah, he should be back from his trip, picking up his dad's.
He will be there. The vet center will have a table set up that day, which he has lots of great information for veterans in the community that he will be able to share.
I've never seen Matt's schedule and calendar, though. I mean, he is everywhere. Yeah. He's like what's that bunny?
The Energizer, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he is everywhere. I keep a busy schedule, but I think he's got me beat, hands down. Love you, Matt. Keep doing what you're doing because it's necessary.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of the selection process. I'm going to go by, me and part of my team are going to go try to assess the actual roofs and maybe, prioritize the ones that really have a need for a roof versus kind of just want it. And hopefully it's going to, usually I've found that if you work the process, you get to the right decision.
Of course.
So we're going to just kind of work our way through them and the committee will make the final decision.
I just think it's fabulous. Fish fry, yard sale, silent auction. A deserving veteran is going to get either a roof or a ramp.
Yep.
And it certainly sounds like it's going to be more than fairly decided. And is this something you're going to continue to do, or is it a one-shot deal?
Well, I can tell you, this is our first year, so we're learning as we go.
Of course.
And like we said, we got to meet Commander Spice over at the American Legion. We did not know him or the American Legion prior, and we love him. We love the post, and we've decided probably, if this is as successful as it seems to be, and how can it not be because we're helping, probably the post next year might kind of take it over, and maybe more roofers in the community rather than just Guyson Construction will join in. This is my hope.
She's a big thinker, isn't she?
We feel like we're one small company, right? We have a lot of companies in this county.
Oh, yeah.
What if 5 of the roofing companies said we're going to donate a roof? Wouldn't
Let
that
me
be
ask
awesome?
you a question. What if, again, because like Doyle said, you're a big thinker, thinking outside the box. What if year to year, if it continues, that you have different posts involved?
Sure,
because
for sure.
there are a lot.
A
lot of posts in Bay County.
Yes.
And we just kind of stuck with Lynn Haven because we were Lynn Haven.
Well, sure.
You know.
And most
Keeping
of
it
us are
close.
members of all of them
Yes.
anyway.
And this is something I've learned a lot about, because I was asked, are you doing this because of a veteran in your family? And I said, no, it's just because I'm an American and I'm thankful for veterans. So we didn't even know about all the organizations. I started researching American Legions, VFWs, and I learned about various organizations. And
Navy
one thing
League.
I found out about veterans, which I wouldn't know, is they give more back. Like, we're trying to give to veterans, and as I go to the different agencies and community organizations, and speaking with you, I know this as well, you veterans are out there giving back so much to the communities, and you do it kind of on the down low.
In fact, today I will be doing a presentation for a nurse's scholarship recipient here at Gulf Coast State College.
This is amazing.
Yeah, the 49th's kind of like the FBI and the CIA. We do a lot of good work nobody knows about.
This is it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But not that we don't want them to know about it, but we don't do it for the applause. We do it for the cause. Goat, I stole that one from you. He is a commander who, and I'm going to mention this briefly, there's something very exciting going to be happening in the next week or so here in Bay County that will be welcomed, I believe, by all. It's an important piece of history, and it will reside and remain in Bay County. That's all I'm going to say. Keep watching the news. Keep watching the TV.
Oh, a teaser, huh?
It's on the way. Oh, it's, yeah. And
Nice.
this is, going to be a tearjerker, too. So, anyway, that's all I got to say about that. So, ha-ha.
Yeah, keep us in the dark.
I didn't give it away. So, I like your logo, too.
Oh, yeah? The house?
The way that, who did your logo? I'm just,
That's
would be
me.
Doyle.
That's
Seriously?
mine. Yeah.
wow. Do you carve wood, too?
No, but I get creative if I need to.
Yeah, well, that's good. It just draws your eye right to it.
Good.
And the way you've got it set up, it's like, wow, that's pretty good. I like it. It also has kind of a military stencil look for the Guyson and the phone number and all that.
Yes.
Like on the old wooden ammo.
Dirty Ego is the name of that font.
Is that right? I like it. Yeah,
The name drew me to it, maybe, but
I have a teaser as well, since he gave a teaser,
do it.
which if when we have this event on June 25th, we are giving away one roof and we're giving away one ramp.
Oh, so it's two
Roof and one ramp for sure.
items.
Yes, one roof and one
I thought
ramp.
it was an either
Oh
or.
no.
oh no,
There's
we're giving
two
away both.
items.
That's even better.
Oh yes, 2 winners.
Yes.
100
One will
different
get the
people.
roof and one will get the ramp.
And-
But on that day,
Perfect.
there may be a third surprise. There may be, but you have to come and see that day. There could be a
The
third
Rolling
giveaway.
Stones coming?
There could be a third giveaway.
It's a pretty big one. It's
Pretty
not quite
big
that
one.
big.
That would be great.
Well, yeah, but that's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am so excited that you're doing this. That it's like, how can you not continue then? Especially if you've got the support of your suppliers and the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anytime doing something the first time is always the toughest part, so anything after this should be pretty easy, I would think.
Yeah.
But they, along the process, and this is a piece of it that has been interesting to me, is that anytime you kind of step out and you value something for what it is. So if I put a value on the roof, well, Guyson's giving away, $5,000 worth of roof. You can't really evaluate it like that.
No.
And what I mean by that is just the reaction from folks. I see this morning between Lowe's and somebody else's house, I got 2 or 3 different comments on our spots on TV and stuff. People are seeing the action, and the feedback to Guyson, to me, is way worth more than any of the money that we're spending to do this.
Absolutely.
So it's become kind of a selfish thing at this point, because I feel a little selfish sometimes because we're getting so much back because of it. Does that make sense? Even though I know we're doing it for them.
Yeah, but there again, the reason you're getting back
Yeah.
is because of what you're doing. Because it's not about increasing your business, it's about helping veterans
Yeah.
that signed that blank check up to and including their life. Boom, So there's nothing more expensive than somebody giving their all.
Yes.
You know that. But then there's the willing that signed that check. So yeah, don't be ashamed about your business growing and going. I mean, it's a blessing.
Yes, it has.
And rightly so. Good business fosters good business. Example, and I'm not doing commercials, but if you look at whether you like their philosophy or not, you look at Chick-fil-A and Truett Cathy. And that man taught Sunday school in Jonesboro, Georgia, until way in his elder years. And he started something else, WinShape. You may know about that. But anyway, long story short, why do you think they're so successful? It's not just because their food is good or different. It's the service.
Yes.
Always with a smile. So enough of that. But that's what I was saying about when I walked into your place of business. The professionalism, the atmosphere, and the friendliness, and the caring and concern, boom, that's what struck me.
Well, I appreciate that, because I always went into it with the idea of how come roofing and carpenters always, that type of business, I always felt like it had to be just dirty and ugly and gross and I don't know, kind of your typical thought of a roofer with no shirt on and slinging around and unshaved mustaches and this type of stuff. But instead, why can't they show up with a uniform on, and in a truck that's not tail parts falling off when it's going down the road, and this type of stuff. So I always felt like if we could present roofing in a professional kind of way, it would create that type of company, So
Yes,
thanks
sir.
for the feedback.
Well, but it's true, and I sometimes I go down a rabbit hole. But years ago, there were some cliches out there that, especially in the financial industry, you don't give credit to painters, police, preachers. That was a 3 Ps.
Yeah.
And then you didn't do it for paint and body men. There's another P.
Yeah.
And you didn't do it for plumbers. I mean, it's like all these professions. Okay. Roofers were included,
I'm
even
sure.
though there was no P. But it was the trades, because there were so many bona fide professionals, but there were so many
That weren't.
fly-by-nights
Yeah.
or shade tree operators.
Yes.
And it's a shame. And the real shame is that not everybody is college material, number one. Even though they can be taught trades in colleges now, a little different than it was 45 years ago, which is a good thing. But you got to have the trades. If you don't have an electrician, you don't have a plumber, you don't have a roofer.
Somebody builds our buildings.
We're living on the streets.
We can't all be social workers or whatever. And I'm not disparaging any profession.
No.
It takes all of us.
Yeah.
But when you put forth that professionalism,
We can do it at a certain
you
level of
care
professionalism. now.
about what you do, it shows in your work. So, and I'm going to sing praises to a couple of young guys. When I came to this area, I almost thought, is there any work ethic here at all? You would call people, they wouldn't even show up.
Right.
They wouldn't even call you back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay. But I have 2 young fellas. I'm not going to spit their name out. If they watch TV, they'll know I'm talking about them. But bar none, these are 2 young Christian guys, and they were on the job, on the spot. They stuck with
You
it.
had a project for yourself?
Had a big project
Good.
at the house. And I mean, these guys were primo, got it done, 2 weeks. I mean,
That's
fabulous.
almost unheard
It's
of.
nice to hear.
Yeah. I won't say their names, Jim and Jason. Oh, did I do that? I did. But great guys. And they're a credit to the industry, because they care about what they do.
Yeah.
And they cover a pretty wide area, like from Panama City to Destin and such.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But those kids are on the move, and they're good. Young guys
I
like
might
y'all.
get your name. I need to get their name when we're off the air.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give you their number.
That's what I'm saying.
Seriously. So, do you have anything else on the horizon? I'm still thinking about the food.
I don't
Preacher
think
coming
so.
with fish,
I think
man.
we have put every effort we can up to this point into what we're trying to do. Heather has been on the telephone. We've visited people. We've gone to meetings. So it's just we're ready to see this come to the point, and deliver the goods. Basically, it's time to get it done.
There you go.
So we're hoping that by the end of this thing, within a week or two of it being over with, we'll be able to schedule the roof, get it finished, and alleviate hopefully a very pressing problem for somebody.
I think that is fantastic. I have one more question. Can I come out there? I'm going to come out anyway, but can I bring my own camera and kind of video some of that stuff?
Please.
On the event or the day of the roof? The day of the event?
Both.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm glad
What we
you
need,
said
what
that.
we need is a little publicity when we don't need the publicity,
So
but
do
I'm
we.
saying
Yes.
that would be perfect the day of the roof for sure, because we were thinking about that, how to maybe capture for the guys what actually took place or see it happen somehow.
Because
so
the
feel free.
employees are the quiet ones that are going to be doing all this work, that need to get some props when they're out there.
So yeah, that'd be really helpful if you had something, if you wanted to come document some for us.
Yeah, I'm in town June 1. And then how far out do you think it'll be before you start the actual work? Any ideas?
I want to
Week
go
or
ahead
two?
and do it within, July 4th is right near around then. So depending on when the holiday falls, I can't remember if it's on a weekend or not.
Well, the reason I ask is my calendar, I'm out of town 10, 11, 12
of June.
of June. So,
Yeah, but it wouldn't be till July.
oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Right, because we'll
good.
announce it on the 25th of June.
Yeah.
And so maybe the week after.
Yeah,
weather
I'm
permitting.
scheduling to get it done shortly after, maybe the week after, before the 4th.
Wow.
I want to do it while it's kind
Sure.
of hot. And
Absolutely.
while not the weather,
I get
but
that.
while the issue is hot,
I get that.
And,
Well, it's fresh in everybody's
yes,
mind.
yes. So it wouldn't surprise me if I could set it up to do it the very next week, is what I'm going for.
Well, please
see how it goes.
check us out also on Military Hour on Facebook.
Okay.
It's open. You're welcome to post flyers if you like,
Great.
or applications. The only thing I don't allow on that is anything that's derogatory. That's what the page looks like. They just popped it up. But
Okay.
because obviously if it's derogatory and it's just coming down immediately, I won't, because I get the alerts as soon as something goes up. So I'll delete it. But again, that's for the sole purpose of getting information out to veterans and the community about things that are going on. And no politics and no religion. So
Cool.
we let those be private matters. So, but in any event, we're about a minute out until next week. So do you have anything you want to tell the wonderful people that watch this Military Hour program?
Just if you know somebody that needs it, stop right now, go to the website, get the application, and do it. Don't wait another couple days. Just stop and do it now and get it over
Phone
with.
numbers are up, fax is up, and GuysonOnline.com.
Everything you need is there.
It's there. So I want to thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, you as well.
Heather, a pleasure seeing you again.
You too.
Thanks for coming out. Come back anytime
Thank
and
you.
keep us informed.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it much.
much.